All right, guys, let's start our week off right. So, today in this video, I just want to address everyone who's going to watch this with a little motivation and inspiration. So, basically, we're all stuck in home, and, some of us have essential work to do, where some of us are left with non essential work, so to speak. But I think essentially we all need to be growing during this time period. And one of the best ways to grow is instead of watching Netflix all day, is to go to YouTube University. If you haven't known or heard about YouTube University, basically YouTube is where you can find information from all around the world and you can learn about anything you want. So, one of the things I'm doing during this time right now is actually doing some self-taught continued education units. Of course, I'm not teaching myself, but I'm going to YouTube and I'm searching out the new science, the new videos, the new blogs, vlogs, whatever that are interesting to me in regards to my profession of lifestyle coaching. So I'm learning about new techniques for workouts. I'm learning about new dieting strategies and life coaching techniques. So basically, there's no limit to how much you can learn on YouTube. And I've always used YouTube as a source of information and education. And now it's become like huge and fundamental. I actually pay for a YouTube premium account so I can actually use YouTube in the background when I'm working on other apps as well. I like doing audio with it, but I definitely get the most value out of YouTube when I'm watching the video and I'm, taking notes at the same time. If you treat it like a class, if you treat it like an education, you will definitely reap the benefits of it. I can't tell you how much information that I've applied in my life that came from YouTube, like straight from YouTube. And sometimes it just comes from randomly searching something and it leads to something else that you're actually looking for. Most of the time, it comes from intentional driven, like I have a plan, I want to learn about this today, and I get that. But, who knows? You might not be owning your own business. You might just be someone just trying to get a better job when this whole thing ends. And there's skills you can learn on YouTube. You can polish your talents with YouTube. You can feed your curiosity with YouTube. And I encourage, instead of just mindlessly watching Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime Video, really go after learning something. Go after growing. Go after getting better. Like, what I've learned during this whole crisis is the more valuable you are, you will stay in business, you will stay useful for your company. Um, it's unfortunate that like companies that had thousands of employees cut 90%, but they didn't cut all of them. And the reason why they didn't cut all of them is because that 10% or that 11%, whatever, they were still valuable for the company. They, at whatever they were doing, whatever they had in their brain, whatever experience they've experienced, they had something that the company did not want to sever ties with. And I mean, that's a principle that I've always taught, and I believe myself that your income is directly proportionate to what the market sees your value. Whatever value you can provide for the marketplace, your income is going to be matching with that. So, if you have one skill and your one skill is shut down by the government, you're screwed for all intents and purposes. If you have two skills and one skill gets shut down, you can still use one. I myself, I use three skills. I'm a nutritionist, personal trainer, and life coach. So, if one of those elements gets shut down, like personal training, quite frankly, like that, I lost 65% of my business overnight because gyms are closed and people naturally, disposable income usually goes to pay their personal trainer and done. But guess what? My life coaching and nutritionist went up. Why? Because those things are remote. You can do them online. It's an easy transition to online. And life coaching right now is in huge demand because people are wanting to develop new skills and their career is not as secure as they thought it was. Their job is not as secure and they want to create their own business or they want to learn how to go up the totem pole or whatever. And they're reaching out left and right. I get more requests online now for life coaching than personal training and nutrition is combined. And nutrition, the good thing about nutrition is You don't have to be there with the person when they eat. People eat 21 times a week on average, and nutritionists aren't hired to train people to eat every time, the repetition to eat. Well, a personal trainer is like my client might only see me during the times they work out. Like they might only work out in front of me, and they won't work out the rest of the week. They might work out 4 times, 3 times a week with me, whatever. But with nutrition, it's like you give people education, you teach them, you give them a plan, they can follow it on their own. So it's very virtual. So the fact is, having multiple skills is only going to give you a better chance of surviving this pandemic financially, as well as your future. Like, it just makes more sense. Like, even if this whole thing ends and we don't have another pandemic like this for 100 years, wouldn't you want to be more valuable? Even if you only have one skill, but the skill you have is expertise, like you're number one in the world with it because you keep polishing and learning and adding and adding and adding to that one field of study, then if you're the best in the world at it, you're always going to have an audience. People are always going to be seeking after you. And that's the message, guys. It might not become a jack of all trades and a master of none. It might just be become insanely good at what you do, be the best at what you do, or not. Maybe you can't be the best. There's only one person out there who can be the best at it, but be like top 5%, be an outlier. Don't be in the standard bell curve with everyone else. When things hit the fan, they get cut out. So, that's the message today. Hopefully this inspires you to do something valuable with your time. You do have free time, and you have the freedom of choice. And fortunately and unfortunately, what decisions you make will determine the better outcome or the worst outcome of your life. And I implore you to really take heed to this message and, work on yourself during this time. Work on yourself. Improve you. Improve you. I cannot stress that enough. Like, it's so important to improve you. Anyway, it's your boy Chris Bradley, Brolic B in the place to be. I'll be dropping another video like this. I ain't gonna commit to anything. I'll just do it when I feel like it. All right, guys, take care. Bye.